Hey everybody, it's Maren. Today we are going to be doing a 1 hour power flow. There are times where it's pretty fast and there are times where we slow down a little bit. And we take 5 breaths in a few poses. So you just do what you can do. Go as fast as you'd like, go as slow as you'd like. My breath might be different than your breath in terms of length. So you can always linger in a pose if you prefer. If you want to move a little bit quicker, you can do that. This is your practice. And if you want to come onto your knees into child's pose and take a rest, at any point, you should do that. Because again, it's your body, it's your practice, it's your breath. So I have chosen from Maren Leah on Spotify, Marenleah. I have chosen for today 1 hour flow 22. But you can choose any playlist you like. This has some pop music in it and music with lyrics. So if you prefer doing yoga with no lyrics, then you should go for it. But I'm in the mood for some extra energy today. I need that. All right, let's begin by counting down from 3, and then we pause after 1 and then press play if you're with me on this soundtrack. So 3, 2, 1, play. Let's begin in child's pose. Knees out wide, big toes to touch in the back, your chest and belly sinking down between your knees. Just arrive on your mat. Notice your body. People who study chakras talk about their third eye chakra, that spot in between your eyes and just up a little bit. They say that houses your intuition. Whether you believe in chakras or anything, you know what intuition feels like. You know that feeling that something or someone is not right. It's just not the right fit. So I ask you during this class to think about your intuition with your body. What feels right in your body? What do you know is wrong that you do regularly? Whatever it is, emotion, eating something that you know is wrong, doing some kind of behavior, and maybe starting today, take it a little bit more seriously and follow that third eye chakra. You listen to that deep voice inside of you that says that this is not right. Because 9 times out of 10, that voice is correct. And if we listen to ourselves just a little bit more, maybe life would be a little better. Start to roll your head back and forth, just massaging that spot in the center of your forehead. Then come to stillness. Let's take a few deep, full breaths together here. Inhale deeply through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. One more. Inhale deeply through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh it out. Then gently close your lips. Start to inhale and exhale through your nose, constricting the back of your throat, creating that ocean-like sound, that Ujjayi pranayama breath, building heat in our bodies from the inside out. And then use that breath to come back to this space when your mind goes somewhere else. With your next inhale, come up onto all fours. Your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Inhale, drop your belly, spread your chest, look up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin and tuck your tailbone. One more round. Inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Now come to a neutral spine, a flat back. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, lift your knees just to a hover. You're turning your belly on, squeezing it in, pressing your palms down. You're really elongating your neck, so the crown of your head is pulling away from you. One more inhale. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just start to readjust into that downward dog position, that inverted V. Pressing your chest closer to your thighs. And breathe. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, let your heels drop down towards the mat. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Look between your hands, and as you exhale, tiptoe your way up to the top of your mat. Step your feet 2 fists distance apart. Grab your elbows, ragdoll, sway side to side. Shake your head yes. Shake it no. Shake it yes again. Next, exhale, let your hands come down towards the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper this time. Feel it in the backs of your legs. Inhale, slight bend in your knees. Roll up to standing. Your head comes up. Last, reach your arms up. Look up. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Samastitihi. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And right here, set your intention for this beautiful practice. What do you want to walk away with today? Deep, full breaths. Let's take one breath in all together. Inhale deeply through your nose. And open your mouth, let it go. Flutter open your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, hands pass through heart center as you fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, one breath, one motion. Plant your hands with your exhale. Step back, high plank. Lower to low plank, squeezing your elbows in. You're to a hover. Inhale, pull your chest through, tops of your feet come down, look up. Exhale, roll over your toes, your hips go to the sky, downward facing dog. Deep, full breaths right here. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up to standing. Reach your arms up, look up. And then exhale, hands pass through heart center as you fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, step or jump back, Vinyasa. If ever I suggest a Vinyasa and you have had enough, that's okay. Just meet us in downward facing dog. Deep, full breaths. You're pressing your palms into the mat. So you're pushing the crown, the tailbone up towards the ceiling. And the crown of your head hangs heavy. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up to standing, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, hands pass through heart center as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, step or jump back, Vinyasa. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now bend your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up, chair pose. All your weight is back towards your heels. So much so that you can lift your toes up. And sitting back like there's a little chair there, tuck your tailbone under. One more inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, right fingertips drop down and back, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, back to chair center. Exhale, left fingertips drop down and back like you're hugging the wall. Inhale, back to chair center. Exhale, forward fold as you straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, step or jump back, Vinyasa. Inhale, right leg lifts, high to the sky. Exhale, knee in towards your nose and step it through. Dial your back heel down. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up, warrior one. So you're pulling your right hip back. You're pressing your left hip forward. Fingertips are reaching out. Maybe your pinkies are turned in a little bit, engaging your arms. Deep bend in your front knee. Now push down onto the pinky side of your back foot. So you're engaging your back leg. One more inhale. Exhale, turn your hips towards the left. Deep bend in your left knee. Keep your right leg straight, right toes now point up towards the ceiling. Skandasana. Hands can be at heart center, or maybe your left hand plants and your right arm reaches up. You can also try a bind if that serves you. Deep, full breaths. Now bring your hands to the floor if they were up. With your inhale, walk your hands back towards the front of your mat. Left palm plants on the inside of your right foot, and your right fingertips reach up. You're up high on your back toes, dragonfly twist. Maybe you lean back like there's a wall behind you. One more inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down, right foot steps back to meet your left, Vinyasa. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, knee in towards your nose and step it through. Back heel comes down. Inhale, reach your arms up, reach up high. Your chest is lifted. Look up. Deep bend in that front knee. Now notice if your front knee is pulling in and press it out away from you towards the left. One more inhale. Exhale, you're turning your hips and your chest towards the right. Deep bend in your right knee, straighten your left. Skandasana. Remember any variation you want with your arms. Maybe you take the bind. Maybe you plant your right palm and reach your left arm up. Bring both hands down to the floor. Walk them back towards the front of your mat. Right palm plants this time. And with your inhale, your left fingertips reach up. You're up high on your back toes. And lean back. You're taking a deep twist here, squeezing your thighs together. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Step your left foot back to meet your right, Vinyasa. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Chair pose. Exhale, sweep it to the right. That's chair twist. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, chair twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold as you straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, Vinyasa. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee in towards your nose and step it through. Back heel comes down. Inhale, warrior one. One breath, one movement here. Exhale, Skandasana. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Now this is where we add it on. With your exhale, right hand comes down, back knee comes down. You can untuck or keep tucked if you prefer. And then sit your hips back with your exhale right into half splits. Now you can keep your hip up high if that helps you really get into the back of your leg. Or maybe you sit down low. This one's more of a rest in my opinion. Totally up to you. You're peeling your toes up towards your head. Beautiful. Start to walk your hands forward. Bring weight back into your right foot. Tuck your back toes under. Dial your back heel down. Now reach over with your left hand and grab your right wrist. You're going to straighten your front leg as you pull open, sky archer. This is a deep inhale here. You're creating space in your right side body, opening it up. And press down into that pinky side of your back foot again. So you're engaging your back leg. Maybe you're even lifting your kneecap. Gaze is lifted. Exhale, bring your arms down to a T. Kick your left hip out a little bit. And then tick-tock your arms as you lean forward. Right fingertips come down. Left fingertips reach up. Right into Trikonasana, triangle pose. You might want to step your back foot in if it's a little wide for you. And deep, full breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Now slowly look down at your right foot. That's where we're going. Bend back into your right knee. Plant your left palm on the inside of your right foot, and now you're going to spin onto the pinky side of your back foot. With your next inhale, either you plant both hands and step your right foot to stack on top into side plank, or maybe you grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers and open up into that side plank, Vashisthasana here. Deep, full breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to high plank, lower to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Come back to your breath if you're panting. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, knee in towards your nose and step it through. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, you get low, skandasana. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Reach and lengthen. Now this is where we add on. You're going to bring your left hand down, back knee comes down. With your exhale, right into that half split. Any variation that you need right here. And breathe. Now start to walk your hands forward, bring weight back into your front foot, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee. Now dial your back heel down. Reach over with your right hand this time, grab your left wrist, and pull open, sky archer. Opening up your chest towards the ceiling, creating space in your left side body. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your arms to a T. Your right hip kicks out a little. Lean forward, you're hinging, and then right fingertips drop down. Left fingertips reach up, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Maybe you lean back a little bit, open up your chest. Take that twist. Think about scooping your left hip underneath your right hip here. Now look down at your left foot. Bend back into your left knee. Right palm plants, come up on your back toes and then onto the pinky side of your back foot, and then step right into that side plank. If you're going into a regular side plank and your left leg is stacked on top of your right, maybe you try to engage it a little bit more and lift that leg up, just slightly. One more inhale. Exhale, release and come onto high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep, full breaths right here. Everybody doing all right? Beautiful, guys. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, chair twist right. Maybe you're so low your fingertips touch the mat. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold. Oh, such a relief, right? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. Vinyasa. Inhale, right leg lifts. One breath, one movement. Exhale, knee in towards your nose. Step it through. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, skandasana. Inhale, right into that dragonfly twist. Exhale, half splits. Your body knows what to do. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. And then inhale, right into that side plank facing the right. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee in towards your nose, step it through. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, skandasana. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, sky archer, open. Exhale, Trikonasana. Last pose. Inhale, side plank, and Vinyasa. Where's your breath? Come back to your breath right now. Deep, full breaths. Beautiful. Awesome, guys. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Now with your exhale, step your feet 2 fists distance apart. Grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers and fold. Let's take one more halfway lift. Inhale, halfway lift, but keep that bind. So you're still holding onto your big toes. And then exhale, fold deeply, elbows out towards the sides of your mat. You're pulling the crown of your head down towards the floor. And come back to your deep, full breaths right here. So you're slowing your heart rate. If you need a bend in your knees, take a bend in your knee. And remember, if you can't get here, it's okay. Maybe your hands only come to your shins, whatever it is, this is your practice. Think about all your weight is towards your toes. So towards the balls of your feet. And you're pulling, you're using your biceps, pulling the crown of your head down. Beautiful. Now with your inhale, slowly peel your feet up and slide your palms underneath your feet, coming into gorilla pose. Inhale, take a halfway lift with that bind, and then exhale, fold again, elbows splay out, crown of your head dipping down. You should really feel this in the backs of your legs. Remember, you can bend your knees if you need to. Deep, full breaths. Padahastasana. Next, inhale, rock your weight back towards your heels, lift up your feet one at a time and release your palms. Exhale, hands come to your hips. Inhale, slowly lift back up to standing. Now bring your weight into your left foot and you're going to step your right foot all the way back towards the back of your mat. So you're coming into a T shape. So with your inhale, reach your arms out. Your toes are facing the long edge of your mat. For anybody who takes Ashtanga, this should look very familiar. So turn your right toes towards the back of your mat. Your left toes turn about 45. Now we've been here before. Let your left hip kick out and then tick-tock your arms down right into Trikonasana, triangle pose. We're here for 5 full breaths. So again, think about tucking your right hip underneath your left hip as you're turning your chest up towards the ceiling. Your left shoulder is stacked on top of your right shoulder. And look up towards your left hand. One more inhale. Exhale, look down at your foot. Inhale, come back to that T shape. This is our home base. Now exhale, we're going back towards the front of your mat. Left toes turn towards the front and your right toes turn about 45. Let your right hip kick out. And then exhale right into that Trikonasana triangle pose. Your hand can be on your shin. Try not to lock out your knee. See what I'm doing there? Not good. So you want a micro bend. You might be able to barely tell what's happening here, but I have a light bend. No bend, light bend. Because you don't want to lock out your joints. It's a bad habit that I do. Deep, full breaths. But you can actually really hurt your knee that way. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Now turn your toes just like before, facing the back of your mat. This time you're going to wind your back hand, which is my left hand, overhead, and I'm going to plant that palm down and reach my right fingers up, right into a revolved triangle. Now, if you want to deepen this, bring that left palm to the outside of your right foot. If you need a block, you can always have a block under your hand to bring the floor closer to you. And reach your right fingers up towards the ceiling like there's energy shooting out of them. You should really feel this in the back of your right leg and in your IT band. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, wind back up to a T. Now turn towards the front of your mat. Back hand swings overhead and then plants down. Left fingertips reach up. You could adjust your feet if you need to and breathe. Think about engaging that back leg and remember not to lock out your front knee. So by engaging your back leg, maybe you're pressing into the pinky side of your back foot. Gaze is lifted. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T pose. Now turn all 10 toes again towards the back of your mat. This time, deep bend in your front knee. Right forearm comes down to your right thigh. And left arm reaches up, extended side angle. If you would like to bring your right palm down to the floor, you can do that. Let your hips sink a little bit. Or maybe you try a bind or a half bind. Gaze is lifted. Now, if you're in the bind and would like to try Bird of Paradise, look down at your right foot. Otherwise, wherever you are, stay. And step your left foot up to meet your right foot at the top of your mat. Now, bring weight into your left foot and slowly start to stand up. Maybe you start to straighten that front right leg. And then slowly come out with control the way you came in. Right back into that extended side angle. And release the bind. Inhale, come back up to that T pose. Now we're going to switch sides. So you're turning towards the front of your mat. Deep bend in your front knee. And then bring your left forearm down. Right arm reaches up, extended side angle. Any variation you want, bind or half bind. If you have the bind and want to try Bird of Paradise, look down at your left foot. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Weight goes into your right foot. And then start to come up. Maybe you straighten that front left leg. Maybe you don't. And then slowly start to come out of it the way you came in. Back to extended side angle. Inhale, come back up to a petite. Awesome. Now turn all toes again towards the back of your mat. This time your chest and your hips turn towards the back. Deep bend in your front knee. Bring your hands to your heart and twist, hooking your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Now try to keep that back foot down. It's going to want to peel up onto your toes. Try to press it down. It's okay if you have to bring up onto your toes. You do you here. But notice the difference of that back leg engagement. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Now we're turning towards the front of the mat, deep bend, turning your shoulders, your hips, hands come to your heart, and twist. Maybe pressing down into your back heel. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Beautiful. Now bend your knees. Toes are pointed out. Goalpost your arms right into goddess squat. Beautiful. Now just bring your hands to your knees. Let's take a little stretch here. You can dip a shoulder. Use your hands to push your knees apart and then come back to that goddess pose. See the mudra I'm doing here? Deep full breaths helps concentration. Close your eyes. Soften your gaze. Release your jaw if you're clenching your jaw. Tailbone is tucked under. And you're sitting down low. Beautiful. Now breathe. Notice if that spot in between your eyebrows is all wrinkled. Try to let it go. Inhale, come up on your right toe. So lift your right heel. And breathe. Notice if your weight is shifted from one side to the other. Try to keep it centered. Exhale, right heel comes down. Inhale, left heel comes up. Close your eyes. Exhale, right heel comes down. Inhale, both heels come up. You're going to shake. You're going to be wobbly. That's okay. Breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, let your heels come down. Straighten your legs. Lift your arms up. Look up, star pose. Beautiful. Now release your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, wind over. You're going to wind your arms over your head and breathe. If your head is touching the floor, then step your feet in closer together because we don't want to do that yet. And maybe your pinkies touch the floor. If you have open shoulders, it's okay if you don't. You're feeling that deep stretch. Now release your hands underneath your shoulders. Exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. And inhale. Slowly start to sit back up. Awesome. Now bring your hands back behind you just a little bit so your thumbs are pressing in towards your spine. Inhale. Lift your chest. And then exhale. Fold again all the way down. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. Notice how different that feels. So you'll feel this deep stretch in the backs of your legs. If you have a headstand practice, you can take that right now. So that means releasing your hands to the floor so that you're almost at a triangle and your head is at the very top pressing down into the floor. It's not towards your forehead, and it's not towards the back of your head, it's the very top. And then slowly, maybe you only get one foot up, maybe you press all the way up into a handstand. You can do some fun tricks if you like. Wherever you are, just breathe. If you are inverted, slowly make your way out. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders with your inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale with a flat back, slowly lift back up. Beautiful. Now turn all 10 toes back towards the front of your mat, and then step your back foot in just a little bit. Awesome. So your feet are about 2.5 feet apart or so. Inhale, lift your chest, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Coming into pyramid pose. So you're keeping your legs straight. You can release your hands down to the floor. Release your head, your neck. No better pose for that hamstring flexibility. Next, exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift your chest back up. And now we're going to pivot back to the back of your mat. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, start to fold forward, right into pyramid pose. Notice if your feet are lined up like a tightrope, and maybe you separate your feet a little bit for extra stability, more like railroad tracks. Where can you release in your shoulders and your neck? Where can you surrender just a little bit more? Next, exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, slowly start to come back up, come back to a T. Beautiful. Now turn all 10 toes back towards the front of your mat, and step your left foot up to meet your right, or your right foot up to meet your left, back to Samastitihi. Hands are at your heart. Now slowly start to root your right foot down into the mat. So all 4 corners pressing down. With your inhale, bring your right hand to your hip, and your left hand comes to either your knee or it comes to your big toe with your peace sign fingers. With your exhale, and then with your inhale, slowly start to straighten your leg. You can also just keep your hand on your knee. So it's same hand, same leg. And focus on one tiny little spot that's not moving. Beautiful. Next, exhale, open up your hip to the side. I've got a wall here in the way, but maybe you turn your gaze towards the right. Inhale, bring it back to center, and release your foot, but keep your foot lifted. So you're using that hip flexor muscle. One more inhale, get it up higher, and then exhale, release. Beautiful. Other side. So start to root your left foot down into the mat. Your right hand comes down towards either your knee or your foot with your exhale. And then inhale, start to straighten, or you can keep your knee bent. If you have your knee, it's okay. So your foot is flexed up towards your face, and just breathe. Next, exhale, open up your hip to the right. If you have your knee, that's okay. Open it up that way. You'll still feel that in your glute for sure. One more inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Release your foot. Keep your foot lifted. And breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, release it down. Awesome. So you're still at the top of your mat. We're going to come into tree pose. So start to root your right foot down into the mat, and then swing your left knee out towards the side as it's bent. Now you can bring that foot anywhere you'd like for tree pose. It can be against your shin. It can be against your thigh. You can also try a lotus leg. So you do you here for your tree pose. Maybe you grow your branches. Maybe you try a mudra. You can also do a reverse prayer behind your back. And breathe. One more inhale, lift your right knee up, left knee up, and exhale, set it back down. See, I'm mirroring here. This is a new thing for me. Beautiful. Now start to root your left foot down into the mat. Yes. And then you're going to come into tree pose on the other side. So any which way you want to do that, as long as it's not pressing into your knee joint. So you definitely don't want that. And any variation with your arms. Maybe you try something new. Next, inhale, lift your knee up. And exhale, set it back down on the mat. So you're still at the top of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. And then exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, take the vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat, but into a seat. So maybe you jump through your hands. Beautiful. From there, slowly start to lean back, lift your legs up. Arms are at your sides, palms are facing up, Navasana. If you need a break, you can grab behind your knees. Otherwise, engage your belly, lift your chest, and breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, low boat. Shoulder blades are lifted, feet are lifted. Core is completely engaged. Inhale, come back up, high boat. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, high boat. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, high boat. Hold it. Exhale, low boat. Hold. And release down onto your back. Whew. Now bring your feet to the mat. Knees pointed up. Arms are at your sides. Palms facing down towards the mat. With your inhale, lift your hips up. Right into bridge pose. You can shimmy your shoulders underneath. Interlace your fingers. Press your feet into the mat and breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, release down onto your back. We'll do one more back bend. You can do one just like we just did, which is bridge pose. Or if you have full wheel in your practice and would like to take that now, bring your hands up next to your ears, fingertips facing your heels. And then inhale, lift up, whatever back bend you are in. And breathe. Make sure you're not holding your breath. You keep breathing. If you're in full wheel, yes, Jessica, that's amazing. Press your chest through your arms. Maybe you straighten your elbows. One more inhale. Exhale, everybody release down onto your back. Wow, those were great, guys. Beautiful. From here, lift your legs up into the air like you're walking on the ceiling. Feet are flexed. Now you can stay just like this, maybe rock side to side, massaging your lower back, or if you would like to, rock up onto your shoulders into a shoulder stand. Use your hands under your lower back to support you. Press the balls of your feet up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your tush in. Notice if you're piked and try to straighten yourself out. If you would like to lower your toes overhead into plow, you can do that now. Otherwise, just stay where you are and keep fighting for that breath. If you are in plow and want to release your knees to either ear, you can do that. Maybe you give your head a squeeze. So much so that you can barely hear me, but you have to keep breathing. Next, inhale, slowly lift your legs back up and roll onto your back. Now bring your knees back in towards your chest. Just rock side to side. Maybe you draw circles with your knees. You can give your knees a little hug. And then start rocking side to side and then front to back. So it might take you a few times to get up. Once you get up, if you would like to catch a crow and shoot it back into a vinyasa, you can. If you want to jump back into a vinyasa, you can. Or if you want to just rock over onto all fours and then come into downward facing dog, that's where we're going to meet. Awesome. From downward facing dog, inhale, your right leg lifts. And then exhale, bring your knee behind your right wrist. Your right foot comes behind your left wrist. Setting up for half pigeon. You can always take this on your back if you'd like in figure 4. Now walk your hands in towards your hips. Squeeze your thighs together, so create lift. You're lifting your hips up. You're engaging here. One inhale. Exhale, release your hips down. Walk your hands forward. And release into that half pigeon. Where can you soften? Are there muscles holding on or gripping that you can completely release and let go? You can always use props here underneath your thighs if it needs support, that left thigh. Think about gently pressing down into your left thigh so that you're opening up your hip. If this feels too easy for you and you're not getting a good hip opening on the right side, just shift your shin. Your right shin as close to parallel to the top of your mat as possible. Start to walk your hands in towards your body. Press your palms into the floor, tuck your back toes under, and lift that back knee slightly. Now come into a push-up with your knee in towards your nose, and then inhale, send your right leg back. Exhale, bend your knee, fan your hip, take some circles. You're getting that blood flow back, right? We kinked it, just like a garden hose. It stops the blood flow. And then as soon as we open it up, blood rushes right to that joint. If you would like to come into Wild Thing and flip your dog, just step your right foot behind your extended left leg and come right into a back bend. When you're ready, come back over. Inhale that right leg straight back, and then exhale, set it back down next to your left leg. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bring your knee behind your left wrist, your foot behind your right wrist, and then drop your back knee down. And remember, walk your hands in towards your hips. With your inhale, squeeze your thighs together, create lift. One more inhale. Exhale, hips sink down. Bring your chest forward and release. Sleeping pigeon. start to walk your hands in towards your body. Plant your palms down, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee. And then with your inhale, bring your left knee in towards your chest, and then send it back behind you. With your exhale, bend your knee, fan your hip, take some circles, releasing that blood flow. If you'd like to drop it back into a wild thing, now's the time. And then come back over. Inhale your left leg straight back. And then exhale, set it back down on the mat. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, step or jump through to a seat at the top of your mat. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. And then exhale, hinge forward with a straight back and fold. Maybe you grab your feet. It's okay if your knees are bent to get there. Your thumbs are actually towards your big toe side of your foot. Your fingertips are wrapped around. And then you press your big toe side away from you as you pull your pinky toe side towards you. Yeah, feel that great stretch there. And maybe you engage your feet so that your toes are pulled up towards your head. And fold. Inhale, slowly start to sit back up. Reach your arms up, look up, and now using your core muscles, squeeze them in and slowly roll down onto your back. Once again, awesome. With your inhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Now pull your right knee towards your right armpit, so you're getting a really deep hip opening. And then exhale, using your left hand, guide your knee across your body. Open up your right arm long, right into supine twist. So turn your head towards the right and let both shoulders drop down towards the floor. If you would like to straighten that top leg for a little IT band stretch, go for it. And close your eyes or soften your gaze. Twisting is so good for your spine and your brain health, believe it or not. All the movements in our spine basically feed our brain. Think about all the connections between your spine and your brain. So we have to keep it really healthy. Inhale, come back to center, roll onto your back, give that right knee a squeeze again, and then exhale, release it down. Just for a moment, notice the difference in your hips, how your right hip feels compared to your left hip. Awesome. Then inhale, bring your left knee in, give it a squeeze, right towards your armpit. And then exhale, using your right hand, guide it across your body. Open up your left arm long and turn your head towards the left. Supine twist. Remember, if you want to straighten that front leg, you can. Getting that deep IT band stretch. Come back to that slow, deep, full breath. Are both shoulders melting down towards the floor? Inhale, roll back onto your back. Give your left knee that squeeze towards your armpit. And then exhale, set it long on the mat. One more asana, coming into happy baby. So this time with your inhale, bring both knees in towards your chest, but your knees are separated, they're wide apart. And then kick your feet up towards the ceiling, grab the outsides of your feet, and then pull. So you're pulling your knees towards your armpits. Feet are flexed, and then rock back and forth. If it's too hard to get your feet, you can always just grab your thighs. Massaging your lower back into the floor. Maybe you straighten a leg one at a time. Maybe you straighten both legs at once, pressing your tailbone towards the floor. When you're ready, release your feet. Bring them towards the top of your mat, feet apart. Arms are at your sides, palms up to receive the energy of the universe, or palms down to ground you. You've made it to Shavasana. Deep, full rest. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And as a quick visualization, start to picture cool blue water filling you up, starting with your toes. And watch your big toe get filled, and then all the other toes getting filled. And then slowly it's going up towards your ankles. And if it runs into something that feels uncomfortable, maybe physically or emotionally, picture the blue, cool water soothing it. Now the water might be up to your shins. Watch it fill your knees. And slowly work your way up your thighs, and up towards your hips. Picturing it slowly filling your lower belly. Now the top of your belly. Filling up towards your ribs. Up towards your chest. And then watch it go towards your shoulders as it slowly fills up your arms. So it drips all the way down to your fingertips, fills them first. And it works its way up your hands. The water's filling your forearms, your elbows, your upper arms. And now your whole body is filled all the way up to your neck. And then picture it slowly filling your face, starting with your chin. Your lips get covered, soothing you, cooling you down. Watch the water fill your ears, up to your eyes. Fills your forehead, and all the way up to the crown of your head. You are filled with blue, cool, soothing water. And now just let that wash over you in the state of calm. I'll guide you out of Shavasana when it's time. start to bring some awareness back into the room. If you want to stay in Shavasana, you can do that. Feel your breath start to deepen here. Notice how different your body feels from when you started. Where are you softer? Where are you more open? Begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You could roll out your wrists or ankles. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, point your toes towards the front of the mat, take a full body stretch. Exhale, bring your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your shins, give yourself this moment of gratitude, a real hug here, because you showed up today. You could have been a million other places, but you chose to be here to do this for you. So thank yourself. When you're ready, roll onto your right or your left side, whatever side you need right here. It's the side of new beginnings, fresh start. And then bring your awareness to that third eye spot, that center of intuition. Where can you connect to that space today? How can you listen just a little bit closer? Using your hands, push your way up to a comfortable seat. Eyes stay closed or your gaze softened. Hands come to heart center. Let's take a deep breath together right here. Inhale deeply through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. One more all together. Inhale deeply through your nose and hold it at the top. Sip in more air. Sip in more air. Hold it. Open your mouth, let it go. You are loved, you are brave, and you are enough. The love and light within me honors and respects the love and light within you. And it is with this love and light that we are all connected. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Oh, bye, John. Thanks for coming. If you guys have any questions or concerns, you can just unmute your